A pleasure to meet you. I am Authorizer 304, but you can call me Kalpa. I work as a filing clerk for the Defense Forces Case Management Department. Then it seems you don't fully understand the role. After Gestos was upgraded using Omnium technology, control procedures became both overly complex and grossly inefficient. After several experiments, we found that the human brain was the best solution to this dilemma. By establishing a cybernetic link with Gestos, the human brain's commands can be translated into the system's language and executed with extremely high efficiency. However, there aren't many people who are capable of establishing such a powerful link, and the process itself puts a tremendous strain on the user. For this reason, Hykros carried out a large-scale screening of every single worker in the Federation. First authorizers? So there were others before? It's true that research personnel make up only a small portion of authorizers, but you're a Hykros researcher, no? I remember seeing your file some time ago. Despite your superior intelligence, your constitution is somewhat lacking, and you have a history of hospitalization secondary to illness. In any case, while it may seem as though brain power is the only thing required for the cybernetic link, a person's body and mind are inextricably connected. Any burdens experienced by the brain will be ultimately reflected on the body.
Take my brother, for example. 2 years ago, he suffered from severe body pain and insomnia, and couldn't hold down food without throwing it back up. The doctors said that the source of his illness was in his mind. I believe they called it somatization.
That's one way to understand it, I suppose. In any case, authorizer candidates were pulled from various fields. Many are determined soldiers with combat experience, while researchers like yourself make up the smallest portion of candidates. You'd be wise not to underestimate filing clerks like me. Our work may sound insignificant, but we come across top-secret knowledge more often than we like. Like the candidacy process for authorizers, for instance. We're not supposed to know about any of it. But because our group of clerks is so close-knit, we tend to discuss enough information to piece things together. No, not at all. I'm just demonstrating how effective we clerks can be when we work together. After all, it was our network that helped Miss Nola find documents related to her missing past. I have no doubt about that. I've seen your file too. But Pippin, after reviewing his records, I discovered he was just an ordinary person who got lucky during screening. That's what concerns me.
A safe route has been established. Prepare to enter the smart city. And as an added precaution, I brought T5 suppressors for everyone. Please take one before we begin.
Agent Claudia, you're finally here. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is William, and I'm the director of the Gestos Smart City.
Hello, Director William. Could you please apprise us of the situation in the city?
Certainly. Late last night, a team of Blue Planet agents infiltrated the city and kidnapped Authorizer Pippin before quickly descending into the middle level. Aside from the shock of the ordeal, the workers on the upper level are relatively unharmed. But our biggest problem is that Blue Planet's taken full control of the defense and communication systems. Last night, Security Chief Jay spent 4 grueling hours just carving out a safe path for your arrival after it happened.
Where is the security chief right now?
After reporting Blue Planet's infiltration, he said he needed to ascertain the situation within the smart city. Shortly afterward, he led a small crew of workers deeper into the city, but the communication jam prevented us from contacting them. I'm afraid not. Under normal circumstances, the smart city's security system will respond to any attempted breach. Not only did it fail to alert us last night, but our security droids had gone completely out of control. It seems Blue Planet's attack on the city involves reprogramming our droids to ignore one of the 3 laws of robotics, to avoid harming humans at all costs. The problem is, we have no idea how they managed to accomplish this.
It's very likely, but we won't know for sure until I get my hands on a server or a droid and analyze it.
We have a number of low-functioning droids built from spare parts here in the city. They've never been connected to the security system, so Chief Jay assigned them to protect the staff on the upper level. He worries that they'll turn against us the moment they connect to the security system, but without any orders, these droids are severely limited in their functionality. When Chief Jay approached the 2nd level, he was attacked by our own security droids. I'm worried for his safety as well as the safety of the other workers. Please, you must help us get them out of there.
You don't have to worry about that right now, Commissioner. Our main objective is to clear a path to Blue Planet's position and stop them. As we push further into the city, additional Federation agents will follow behind to evacuate any personnel they encounter. Rest assured, Director William, we won't stop until every last Smart City worker is safe.
I can't thank you enough for this. Am I mistaken, or is something flying towards us?
This passage connects the upper and middle levels. We'll have to keep pressing onward if we want to find Blue Planet.
Help! Someone please save us!
Hey, did you guys hear something just now?
We're over here! Please save us! Oh, thank goodness my name is Hart and I'm trapped in here with Forrest, another one of my colleagues. Please, you have to get us out of here. There should be an emergency lock override on your side. The passcode is 4090. There should be an emergency lock override on your side. The passcode is 4090. Oh, we owe you our lives. If you hadn't found us when you did, we would have starved to death in this place. The two of us were up all night running tests, and we didn't call it quits until early morning. We're roommates, you see, so we were gonna call a cab once we clocked out. But then...
We got ambushed and taken hostage by a couple of Blue Planet thugs. They stole our cards and forced us to bring them into the smart city. We thought we were being clever, leading them to this lab where we could trap them behind the security door while calling for backup. Never dreamed they'd end up turning the tables on us.
Not only that, but they also took away a mechanic from the smart city named Pippin.
It's all our fault. We could have saved him if we didn't screw everything up.
Don't worry, we'll make sure Pippin stays safe. Right now, we need you to tell us exactly what happened and how you got locked in here.
Okay, when they captured us, they demanded that we give them access to any confidential files related to the smart cities. We lied to them, and told them that those files could only be accessed with our work cards, and only through the computer in this lab. We tricked them into bringing us here and gave them a long and convoluted password to input into the computer. While they were distracted, we set off the fire alarm outside the door to initiate an emergency lockdown of the lab.
Since they weren't smart city employees like us, they shouldn't have been able to disable the lock. But after about a minute or so, they managed to unlock the door somehow and threw us both in here. Afterward, they busted the emergency override panel in the lab and left with our workers' cards. Since we had already clocked out last night, we were worried no one would notice our absence until it was too late.
Thank you so much. Wait, I almost forgot. When they brought us in here, they used the lab's computer to access several top-secret files, some of which were even beyond our security clearance. I don't know how they managed to gain that level of access, but whatever they're looking for must be really important.
Pippin? Nah, they already had him by the time they dragged us over here. In fact, it was Pippin who came up with the idea of using the fire alarm to trap them in the lab.
That's right, they were after something specific and it wasn't Pippin. If I remember correctly, they mentioned something about perfect authorization, but I was too scared and too far away to hear them clearly.
Why don't we take a look and find out? If they used this computer earlier, I should be able to see what they were searching for.
I'm worried that Blue Planet is controlling more than the city's security droids right now. Nola and I will guard the door while the rest of you go inside.
None at all. I've never heard of anything like that.
Hey, researcher, there's something I think you should know. Odie just finished analyzing this computer's search queries. After using Hart and Forrest's worker cards to log into Smart City's network, Blue Planet was able to modify the security clearance assigned to their cards. This all but confirms that they're using that new computer virus, but something tells me this virus will be a lot harder to deal with than I anticipated. It's, how should I put it? Completely unprecedented. It's not just that. I don't think any other human has seen anything like it before, either.
So, basically a new virus, right?
It's not that simple. Think of it this way. No matter how advanced a computer virus might be, it still has to follow basic coding principles. Just like how scientific breakthroughs can't ignore fundamental laws of nature. But this virus, it's something else entirely. It doesn't just bypass our security. It tears through every firewall like tissue paper. And it gets worse. It's actually learning from the security systems it destroys, growing stronger with each breakthrough. Almost like... Yes, exactly! It's too early to assume anything, but I remember Claudia mentioning that the second level of the city houses its servers. If we...
Jay, the security chief who first discovered Blue Planet's invasion of the Smart City. Let's hurry! Greetings, I'm Agent Claudia, an investigator for the Federation. And this is Commissioner, as well as his 2 squad mates.
Nice to meet you, Agent Claudia. My name's Jay, and I'm the security chief of the Gestos Smart City. My team and I were the first ones to report Blue Planet's infiltration of the city.
Thank you for your effort. We were able to enter the Smart City and get here thanks to your information. It must have been quite the challenge for you to make it all the way here.
We're just doing our job, man. I just wish the city wasn't so reliant on the security droids in the first place, or else Blue Planet wouldn't have gotten away with this. My worker's card is no good now, so we can't use it to access the walkway into the middle level. There are other ways to get down there, like the loading docks and ventilation shafts, but they're all being heavily guarded by our droids. Absolutely not. Look, the smart city might be built to withstand nature's worst, earthquakes, tsunamis, you name it, but we're talking about the very core of the city here. An explosion might damage one of our server clusters or their cooling systems, which could have devastating results for the rest of the smart city. Well, we can either try to defeat every single droid on this level of the city or restore my card's authorization.
Let me see your worker's card. What, you don't trust my skills? Sure, full access is locked tight, but temporarily enabling them is no problem for me. Got it working. I can hack us a 2-minute window each time. Just enough to get his card up and running without Blue Planet noticing.
I'm afraid it won't be that simple. Blue Planet is using our emergency protocols to block gates all throughout the city. Even with access privileges, you'll need to manually operate some of those gates to open them. Not only that, but the main gates will be heavily guarded by droids as well.
Blue Planet now has full control of the smart city. If we try to wrestle it back from them, the droids will find us before we make any meaningful progress. Think about it. They must have a ton of droids guarding all those ventilation shafts. The main gate might be our best bet. It's the quickest route, and they probably won't expect us to be so bold. Nola and I can handle whatever resistance we encounter.
But I'm just pushing papers all day. What could I possibly do to help? That's all well and good, but what if I accidentally shoot one of you instead? All right.
We can help out too.
I understand your concern and appreciate your enthusiasm, but we're very likely to encounter Blue Planet's agents down there. I promised Director William that I would ensure the safety of every worker in the smart city, including all of you. That's why we have to finish the rest of our mission by ourselves.
The layout of the city gets a lot more complicated down there. Perhaps I should guide you while they return to safety.
Don't worry about us, Chief J. We came fully prepared. Trust me, we're more than equipped to handle whatever comes our way.
You feds really know your stuff. Guess I'd just be dead weight if I stuck around, right? Understood. Stay on your guard down there. And just so you know, it seems Blue Planet also kidnapped 2 other researchers along with Pippin. I only found out about it after I made my report to the Federation, so it wasn't included. Yes, you know those 2? Really appreciate all of you. I'll head out now. Just make sure you all return safely.
Hold on a second, all of you. What Odie and I did just now was nothing more than a test. If we seriously want to use this card to open the gate, I'll have to do it from this computer.
According to the map, there's a laboratory and a mechanical room up ahead. The mechanical room should be where the gate's manual controls are located, so let's go to the lab first.
This computer will do. However, I'll only be able to restore the card's privileges for 2 minutes at a time, or else it'll be too easy for Blue Planet's virus to target us. Go to the mechanical room and find the status light. Wait for it to change from red to green, then you're good to go.
And with communications completely disabled, we have no way of spreading out to search either.
I hate flying blind like this. Listen, researcher. If you trust me, give me some time. I'll find a way to wrestle control of this city back from them. To be honest, I'm not sure I could do it with just my skills alone. But before I got here, Gestos warned me that he had dealt with a Blue Planet cyber attack in the past. That's right. And even he wasn't able to deal with it quickly. In the end, he had to separate every single server in the affected cluster and carefully research every one of them. Something on your mind? Anyway, the isolated server cluster is somewhere on this level, and Gestos already passed on all of his virus research to me. If we can track down those isolated servers and purge the virus from them, we might just have our foothold for taking back control of the entire smart city. I was feeling pretty confident until I saw what their virus could do. At this point, I'd give it 60-40 odds.
Agreed. Taking back control of the city's systems would completely flip the situation in our favor.
Why are there two rooms here?
I'll take the one on the right then.
I'll go with you. We'll be safer this way.
These servers aren't the ones we're looking for at all.
I think
We got ambushed by Blue Planet just now. While I was holding them off, one of them started charging towards Kalpa. In her panic, she aimed at him and pulled the trigger.
I had no idea it would keep firing like that. When I pulled the trigger, he... Oh god. I didn't kill Pippin, did I?
Thank goodness. I saw a picture of Pippin earlier, and this doesn't appear to be him. So then, who is this person? There isn't a name on his keycard either.
Sir Cleric, we've reached the doorway to the 3rd level. We heard a gunshot just now. Is everything all right? Were you able to secure the new authorizer?
Let go of me! You people. What have you done with Pippin? Even if you manage to kill us, the entire Federation will be here any minute now.
Yes, the ambush went exactly as planned.
Answer the question. What have you done to him?
We didn't touch him. He brought this on himself, so I suggest you do exactly as Sir Cleric says, or else.
Huh? Why did you cut them off? We still don't know what happened to Pippin.
The Commissioner is right. If they went through all this trouble to set up an ambush for you, it probably means Pippin fought back and... well, that's why they're desperate for a new authorizer now.
Does that answer your question? I thought it was strange when you listened in on my conversation with him last time, so I ran a diagnostic scan on Odie afterward. I didn't find anything wrong, but that only made me even more suspicious. You see, I run diagnostics on Odie constantly. There's no way they should come back perfect. Unless... someone's been covering their tracks by wiping Odie's error logs. My thoughts exactly. I haven't been able to pinpoint the specifics on how Odie was accessed, but now... after seeing how Blue Planet managed to take control of the Smart City, I'm starting to notice some similarities. Bingo. When Odie accidentally tried to contact you, the virus must have made its move. If my hunch is correct, the Cleric had been keeping an eye on us the entire time.
That would explain how they knew to ambush us here.
Makes sense. Keeping his contacts separate and his identity hidden was always the Cleric's style. I bet he was the only one with access to Odie's surveillance systems. Before we came here, I actually installed Gesthos' experimental antivirus on Odie. I wanted to see if his research was as groundbreaking as he claimed. And as it turns out, this Gesthos guy might have an ego to match his handle, but his cybersecurity skills are truly something else. Shouldn't be a problem at all. I just need some time here. Once I get these servers up and running, they'll give Odie all the computing power we need. By the time you reach that control center, Blue Planet won't even know what hit them.
What's that on the ground?
It's blood, and it seems to be going in that direction. But whose blood could it be? Look, it's Pippin. It's not too late, Commissioner. He still has a pulse, albeit a weak one. He needs immediate medical attention, so please stand aside.
Give it up, you criminals! My irises are already too damaged for eye recognition, which means you'll never get access to the control center. Secretary General Kieran will... Secretary General? Who are you?
I'm Claudia, an agent of the Federation. It's good to see you alive, Authorizer Pippin.
Claudia? I've heard of you before. You're the Secretary General's most trusted investigator.
That's right, and this is Authorizer 304, and the Secretary General's Commissioner. My orders are to escort them to the control center so that they can initiate a time rewind.
Is it because of Blue Planet? They're looking for something called the Perfect Authorizer's Key, but I've never heard of anything like that. Or a Perfect Authorizer, for that matter. They kidnapped me and told me to lead them to this key, but I had no idea what they were talking about. Afterwards, some guy they called the Cleric ordered them to take me to the control center. They wanted me to shut down every single Tower of Fantasy on Ida. But even I know how hard it would be to reactivate them if that happened, so I refused to comply. I tried to run away, but they caught me again and dragged me all the way to the control center's entrance. Yes, I made certain of that when I blinded myself with a screwdriver. Those doors only open to authorized iris scans. There's no other way through. I did. And once their leader saw that I was useless to them, he took the screwdriver out of my hands and stabbed me with it before leaving me to die here. You need to find them right away. They may not be able to access the control center, but they're still a bunch of bloodthirsty maniacs who don't care if they live or die. They brought plenty of poison and explosives with them. If they don't find a way into the control center soon, they may try to destroy the entire city by blowing up the middle level, along with themselves.
Wait, how did you know they brought poison? Why would they need it?
When I was still their hostage, they fed me some kind of drug saying that I would die a painful death if I didn't comply.
Jesus. Does that mean you're...
I counted 5, but I only ever heard the cleric's voice through their communication devices. He sounded like a calm and rational man.
Are you sure about this, Commissioner? If they're as desperate as Pippin claims...
I'm no longer fit to be an authorizer now. Even if I survive, I'll just be a blind man. Don't waste precious resources and time on me.
Understood. I leave the rest in your hands, Commissioner.
Wait, here. Take this. It's my authorizer terminal. It has all of my maintenance logs from working in the smart city. Maybe it'll be of use to you.
Look out! They're coming right at us! This place... something about it feels different. Wait, are you saying we're in hyperspace right now? The Smart City's control center. Oh, we finally made it. What should we do now? what about you? Are you just going to leave me here? Can't I just come with you instead? Besides, we're deep underground right now. How are you supposed to find your friend from down here? All right. 1 hour, that's all. The Federation backup will be here then, and if you're not back, I'm starting the rewind with or without you.
Researcher! Do you copy? Of course! The Smart City's communications are under our control now, but unfortunately, that's all I'm able to do right now. How are things going down there? Glad to hear it.
We got it wrong, Commissioner. It wasn't poison they made Pippin swallow. It was a mini bomb with a timer, and it just went off. I'm fine. My body was strong enough to survive the explosion with minimal injuries. But poor Pippin. What worries me now is there might be more timed explosives hidden throughout Smart City. Understood, Commissioner. We're all counting on you.
Hold it right there, Researcher. If you think you can just boss me around, at least let me finish what I have to say. Anka says she misses everyone, and that it's been too long since we last saw each other. She's getting off work early today, and wants to meet us at the Star Isle Hotel tonight at 9 o'clock. No exceptions! Oh, and one last thing. Gessler's asked me to pass on a message to you. Don't forget your identity.
And I thought you said you were going to look for Void Piercer, so why are you already back? Oh, isn't it obvious? We're cut from the same cloth. Both authorizers, you and I. Though not for long. I'm about to transcend our little club and become the world's first perfect authorizer. I told you before, didn't I? Clerks like me should never be underestimated. Our work may sound insignificant, but we come across top-secret knowledge more often than we like, including the hidden source code for creating a perfect authorizer. We've waited 50 years for this moment. Huh? Wait, how can this be? No! No!
Listen, I'm in Satora. Nem's situation is complicated. Get here fast. Without her, this whole rewind attempt is doomed. Just don't do anything until you reach us. Then how are we able to communicate right now? Then it's probably working exactly like a remodeling tower now. These things can teleport you around. I've already sent you everything you need to know, coordinates and all. This is the Xena district of Satora, which is where Nem's signal is coming from. We paid a terrible price to surround this place. The Void entities have hijacked Nem, using her power to grow stronger. We'll never free Satora from this temporal nightmare until we break their hold on her. Before I answer that, I'm curious. What's your own impression of her? All of this happened after she became Nemesis. I'm talking about before. The Federation had a secret plan for their reality reshaping program. They slipped a new core into Gestos, code that could trigger origin resonance. But afterward, unbeknownst to everyone involved in the project, the source code developed its own sentience. That was how Void Piercer came to be. You see, this AI evolves by absorbing and processing information from the outside world. And most of what shaped her came from your experiences. Yours and Shirley's. Your memories became her foundation. In other words, your pasts are what gave rise to her present state. For that reason, she sees both of you as being very important to her.
Commander, we're detecting massive energy levels emanating from the Void Girl's position. It looks like she's awakening from her dormant state.
Understood. Tell the other divisions to follow the original plan. As for us, prepare to engage the Void Girl in battle.
Roger that, Commander.
Come on, Authorizer. Nem's waiting for us to finish this once and for all. And don't worry, once it's over, I'll tell you everything you want to know about me. We couldn't stop the catastrophe. Now our beloved home lies in ruins, broken beyond recognition. But if we get one chance, just one shot at making things right, we'll give it everything we've got. The past may be set in stone, but the future? That's still ours to shape. Let's go, Authorizer. You know, on my first day of elementary school, there was this sweet teacher at the gate. She taught me this little circle gesture. Said it would bring me luck in my studies. Let's go.
I see you finally found this place.
Who are you? Are you responsible for all of this? Stop hiding like a trapped rat. Come out of Nem's body and face me.
The divine will cannot be defied. This world shall become the ultimate offering to his supreme glory.
Look out, Authorizer! Grip on Nen keeps getting stronger. She's showing more signs of aberration now.
Struggle all you want. Her power serves the Lord now. You're finished. Your arrogance ends here. Suffer for your insolence. The Lord has always been victorious, and always will be! This ends now! Not till your precious world I'll be the instrument to destroy. They're so amazing. I'd give anything to join their adventure. Now that I have a name, maybe they'll let me join them? They have to, right? Those two mean everything to me. Just imagine if they called me Nem. We'd be like real friends. If I hadn't been involved, would Shirley still be herself now? I'm sorry, Shirley. It's my fault that this happened to you.
Even if it means exposing yourself, they might see you as their enemy and even wage war against you just to erase your existence.
I don't care. I'm not scared.
If you've made up your mind, then I'll do everything I can to support you.
Thank you, number 8. The world is already lost, and now you've dragged Shirley and the Authorizer into this mess. What happens if the virus corrupts their consciousness data? Could you live with yourself if they turned? That won't happen! I'll protect them! I won't let them get involved, and I won't let the alteration virus harm them, even if it costs me my life!
The Lord can restore her mortal form and breathe life back into her humanity. She need not suffer in this prison of cold steel any longer. By pledging ourselves to the Lord, we can forge a perfect world where you, the Authorizer, and Shirley will find true happiness.
Can we really do that?
Of course, my child.
Thank you. I'll protect you no matter what.
Don't worry. She just needs some time to adjust to her new vessel. You came into someone's home without knowing who owns it? How amusing. That's right. I was the one who caught Grey Fox hacking into the Tower of Fantasy and told her to remind you of your identity. Thank you so much for your help, Authorizer. I'm so sorry for everything you've been through. I never meant to send you on such a wild chase. The virus kept me from reaching out directly. It wasn't until Grey Fox tried to access the tower's network that I finally found a way through to you. Since the year 2660, after Kieran launched the reality reshaping program, he began screening potential authorizers. During their rotation, one of them infected my network with the alteration virus that crippled my functions. Despite my best efforts to isolate the infected servers and preserve what I could, this alteration virus was something else entirely. It tore through my defenses like they were nothing. I calculated every possibility of saving myself, but unfortunately, I found that I could only trust one person, Antoria. Antoria was the first perfect authorizer to ever exist, and continues to be even now. The cybernetic link between us is capable of reaching 100% compatibility. An authorizer's compatibility determines the degree to which they can share their thoughts with me, and vice versa. The lower it is, the greater the burden placed on them through our cybernetic link. A perfect authorizer, however, can achieve 100% compatibility with me, thereby eliminating the burden altogether. In that perfect connection, there are no boundaries between us. My circuits sing in harmony with her neurons, two consciousnesses flowing as one. Her thoughts are my thoughts, her knowledge my knowledge. At the time, the temporal anomalies had already begun. The two of us agreed that the anomalies and the virus within me were not mere coincidences, so I dedicated all of my computing power to look for a solution. Even as a being of artificial intelligence, I had no way of fully knowing how my calculations would play out. Still, I was certain that I had found a working solution. I'm not exactly sure. As a quantum supercomputer powered and augmented by Omnium, I believe I am nearly omniscient by human definition. As I was defending myself against the virus, I was using all of my knowledge and computing power to search for a solution. In the process, I created the world in which you find yourself now. In the end, I found only two seemingly disparate clues, but they guided me toward the ultimate solution nonetheless. The first was that Antoria had to enter hyperspace. The second was that you needed to become the next perfect authorizer. The rest of the circumstances surrounding these two conditions remained a mystery to me. Shortly afterward, the temporal anomalies grew more violent, and the virus threatened to fully consume me. I had no choice but to hide myself here and watch helplessly as these events unfolded. She was part of Antoria's plan. Before entering hyperspace, she asked me to replicate my source code and give it to her. Until you appeared, I had no idea what she was thinking or doing. Voidpiercer was fortunate to have met you and Shirley, but she's still too young. She'll need plenty of guidance from both of you in the future. Once the backup restoration is completed, Voidpiercer will take my place here on Ada. This virtual version of Ada corresponds to my very last uninfected server, and the smart city serves as both my hiding place and my command center. The reality reshaping program you've dedicated yourself to was my way of revealing the bitter truth of our history. I wove my backup restoration protocols into what you know as the regression. I still have a few things left to teach her, so I must ask you to wait just a little while longer. I know things haven't been easy for you, especially since you're not a perfect authorizer yet. And for that, I apologize. You may learn more by asking the only perfect authorizer in existence, don't you think? The data shows that you're nearly at your limit, and staying here any longer will pose a significant threat to your safety. For now, return to your friends and show them that you're alive and well.
Researcher? Is this really your first order of business as the new boss? Oh, stop fussing. Everything worked out fine. And anyway, what about you? Planning to make Kylo your permanent home or something?
Whew. I didn't expect the researcher to have some real skills.
Public Security Officer Carol reporting in.
Have you seen the #1 trending search on Echo? Apparently, Secretary General Kieran will be hosting an emergency press conference tonight at 10 p.m. to address the public controversy surrounding Omnium research.
It was your plan that saved the world, sir. I'm sure the public will understand.
You're really pretty.